Back on Playoff Central Live, Clippers couldn't outlast the Suns in Game 5. Their season comes to a close, and we'll head out to the mic to hear from head coach T.Lue.
Basically go up 10, and you saw, even though with that turnaround, the effort was still there, the execution to get that lead down and have a chance to steal the game still was there. Like, what do you feel like the team did so well to give yourself a chance to win this game?
First off, I just want to, thank our fans. They've been unbelievable this year, sticking behind us, the inconsistencies of, lineups and different things. And they stuck behind us 100%. And so I just want to say thank the fans. They were great, all year long. My whole tenure here, the last 3 years have been great. I want to thank my coaching staff, second of all, who put in work every single day and helped me and in every way and shape and form I need. They're always there for me, and I couldn't do this by myself. And so I want to thank my coaching staff, and then I want to just thank the players, for everyday grind for 9 months and to get to this point. And no matter who's in the lineup, who plays, those guys play hard for me every night. And so I can't ask for much more than that, being a head coach, just having guys that are going to compete and fight for me every single night. That's all you can ask for. And then I want to thank the organization, Mr. Bomber and Lawrence and Winger, Mark Hughes, Trent, just thank those guys for the opportunity, and just, putting me in this position and all the support they've given me the last 3 years. And so I want to thank those guys as well. And so it's a collective group that's, put in hard work for a lot of days, and it's good to have that feeling. And so to answer your question, they just kind of got away from us in the third quarter. They went on a hell of a scoring barrage, and it was tough for us to slow them down, and then I didn't have very many timeouts left, and so we took a couple early, and then we only had 2 with like 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. So, give them credit. Like I said, Booker was tough all series. We couldn't stop him. We had no answer for him. We tried to blitz. We couldn't get him blitz. We tried to fire. We couldn't get our fires. And he was really elusive, could split, can dribble around, and it was just tough. It was tough for us. But I like the way we competed. I like our physicality. I like a lot of things we did. And like you said, in that fourth quarter, just fighting back and with a rush layup, having a chance to tie it up, and we missed a layup. But I never fault our guys' effort in the locker room. And like I said, we just ran up against a really good opponent. Monty did a great job, and that's it.
Just to follow up and just pardon the thought, but this was a tiring season. I know for you, not just with the team, but otherwise, it's been a trying 3 years and everything. Like, how do you kind of get yourself to a point where you can kind of reflect and give yourself time to, get through what you need to continue on after this season?
For me, I think, the encouraging thing is, like, with our team, with PG and Kawhi healthy, we haven't lost a series yet, and so, it's always in the back of your mind, like, what if? And, it's easy to say what if because a lot of guys get hurt, but it's just been, our luck the last 3 years. And so if you look back to, my first year taking over, we did some really good things, and, Kawhi tears his ACL, then he misses the whole next season, but we haven't lost a series with our whole team, and so that's encouraging. And so, I think just taking some time and let our coaches get a break, let everybody get a break, and just reflect on the season, and then come back and, just try to be better than we were this year.
Coach, when you think about your time overall, you were just talking about this really since you took this position as head coach of the Clippers. Would you say that overall you've been dealt an unfair hand, or do you enjoy the challenges that come with the injuries and all the ups and downs?
I would never say an unfair hand. I would say I've been dealt some bad luck, just some, with our 2-star players, but, it's as easy as it is for me to say, oh, we missed those. But, I mean, it's harder for those guys. You think PG and Kawhi want to be hurt, in the playoffs, So I feel bad for those guys because they want to be out there helping their team and to compete. And just unfortunately, the last 3 years we haven't had that. And so, I feel bad for those guys for putting all the hard work in, Kawhi, all the dedication he put in from the ACL, coming back, playing his best basketball since January 1st, and then for this to happen, and so I feel bad for those guys, and so, it is what it is, and like I said, back to the drawing board and come back next year, and, hopefully we can have a healthy team.
Ty, what, beyond the injuries, what sticks with you about the way this season didn't live up to your guys' high expectations?
What else could be? I mean, yeah, our two best players got hurt. I mean, what you take Steph and Clay off of Golden State, take Booker and KD off this team. Greek Freak was out 2 games. He's the best, So just, take your 2 best players off any team in the league and see if they can win in the playoffs against a team that's picked to win it. So no letdowns. Like I said, I'm proud of every guy in that locker room. Scrap and compete every night, and that's all you can ask for, when you're shorthanded. And so, you take the 2 best players off anybody's team, they're not going to win. I don't care, how you look at it. They're not going to do it, and so, but that doesn't mean you can't compete and fight and play hard and play the right way every single night. And like I said, I really thank our guys for doing that every single night, even in tough situations, we had to go through. And, bringing Russ here, really saved our season as far as making the playoffs and having this run that we had in the playoffs. He really saved us. And so, hats off to Russ, for bringing it every single night.
Sir, I know it's hard to focus on one player on a night like this, but can you talk about the performance of Nicolas Batum, because he struggled all series long, and in the fourth quarter he really, he won.
Yeah, I mean, Nico was great tonight. I think, with his ball pressure on CP, rebounding the basketball, but to make some open shots to kind of, we had a chance to take the lead by 1 on one of his threes if he'd have made it. Down 2, he had a 3, we missed it. But, I mean, I thought it was great all night. And I thought everybody that played tonight really contributed, in the best way they could. And like I said, we just got, a couple breaks that, missed 3, missed layup by Russ that didn't go our way. And, we lost the game.
Hey, Ty, follow up on Russ real quick. I asked Paul earlier this today, but do you guys feel validated at all with how well he played and how important he was to this team? That's sort of like asking for him, like you guys did?
Yes, ma'am. I thought,
What do you see foresee for him next year, either with you guys or otherwise?
I think, for us, just having a great owner, and Mr. Bomber to let us, explore, some different things and having a chance and opportunity to get Russ. And so, he was on board. I know, Gilliam was on board. Lawrence and those guys were on board. And so that made it easy. And so, usually when I, ask for something or something, they usually try to make sure they get it done. And it was huge for us. And so I hope everybody can see, just different situations, different teams, different situations where guys play differently in different spots. And so, hopefully guys can see that Russ still has a lot left in the tank. And I hope he's back with us next year. But then again, I hope this has opened the eyes to a lot of other teams to, give him opportunity if he can really go out there and get paid, So, but I would want him back for sure.
Ty, you answered a variation of this earlier, but...
So why are you asking again?
I'm asking a different way.
A different way?
Yeah.
But you want the same answer?
No, I don't want the same
Okay.
answer.
All right.
I'm hoping for a different
I'll
answer.
try.
For you personally, though, it has been a long year, personal, off-the-court stuff as well. Not questioning necessarily the commitment, but how hard is it to go through this grind? And I guess, how committed are you to going through, that's not the best way to word it, but committed to going through this again next year, hoping that we have better results with injury luck and everything?
Well, for me, I think the grind, starts, with my family, like I said, and having, the deaths of my family that I had all season long, that kind of, was tough situations. You can, for me, like the game's giving me everything. And so I never want to cheat the game. And, sometimes you can make wrong choices as far as not going home to some funerals, with your family members and staying here. But knowing you lost 5 games in a row and, you don't want to leave your team out, it's just it's a lot that goes into it, and for me, it was some tough decisions. If we'd have won 6 in a row, of course I'd have went home. But just for me, I just thought I didn't want to let the team down. And like I said, sometimes it could be too much. Maybe I should have went home. I don't know. But this game has given me everything. It's given my family everything. And I never really want to cheat the game. And so when times get hard, that's when people look to their leader to see, what you're going to do. Are you going to come out of this, or you're going to fold and, make excuses? And, I'm not that type of person, so I can take all the heat. I can take all the criticism, and I can take tough times. And so when your team sees you go through tough times and you still here in the fight with those guys, that's why they play hard and compete for me every single night.
I'm sure you've learned a lot about this team just in this playoff series and over the course of the year. You talked about Russ a lot, but you had 3 new guys in addition to Russ who kind of came in and played big rotation minutes and everything. If there was something that you say you had to learn about this team from a roster standpoint, from a personality standpoint, based off where we were last year, how do you feel like that helps for next season as far as what this team needs around your best players?
Yeah, I think, having a training camp and get a chance to understand what we want defensively and offensively. 21 games left in the season. It's tough. It's tough to try different things, for those guys to be up to speed, what we do. But, Eric Gordon was great for us, since he's been here, toughing it out, playing through, a hip injury. He could have gave up. He could have quit, but that's not in his DNA. And so those are the guys that we want here to be L.A. Clippers, is guys that want to fight hard, want to compete, no matter what the circumstances are. Being down 3-1, and everybody knew he was hurt, but he still wanted to play and give it a go. Mace has been phenomenal for us all year. Bones, I think once he gets a training camp underneath his wing and understand how we want to play, put in some different plays for him, he'll be a lot better. And so, it's tough. I mean, as tough as it is for coaches, it's tough for a player to be traded with 21 games left and having to fit in, having to learn everyone, and it's even tougher for those guys.
Last one, Andrew. I had 2 quick ones. One was just, you talked about decisions you could have made or not made. Other things you go back on, decisions you thought, I wish I could have done that differently, coaching-wise this year?
No.
And then just
Do you think I should have done something different?
No, I'm just
Oh,
curious
okay. Well,
about-
you paused like, okay. Yeah.
Open-ended.
Yeah, I mean, probably a lot of things, but I don't know right now. I mean, anytime you lose a game, you think about what I could have done differently, what I could have done better. Like, it starts with me first, so that's how I look at everything. It starts with me first, and then you kind of go down the line. But I mean, probably a lot of things, but I don't know right offhand.
And then just to hit it directly, I mean, there's been speculation that because it's been a frustrating year, that you might walk away. Just to hit it directly, do you expect to? You talked about next year a lot tonight. Do you expect to be this coach next year?
Yes, sir.
In advance after a Game 5 win over the Clippers, Devin Booker, Kevin Durant both showed out in this one, and the duo has made their way to the podium.
Kevin, from one score to another, what was it like seeing Devin explode in that third quarter?
Yeah, it was spiritual. I don't scream too much in the games no more as I got older, but when we hit that 3 on the top of the key, I felt the energy, and I know everybody in our crowd felt it. So we feed off his aggression. Not just us on the team, but Suns fans watching TV, Suns fans in the arena. Like, his impact and his presence just means a lot to us. So that was incredible to see and to be a part of.
Devin, just hearing that coming from a guy that's what he does and has been doing, what's it mean to you to have that kind of night and get that kind of praise from Kevin?
Hard to put the words. Somebody that I followed, for a very long time before we developed a personal relationship. So, to even be sitting up here with him right now is kind of surreal. But, just competing at the highest level, iron sharpens iron, and, even getting that, the work that you guys don't see, in the practice facility together, all-star break. I remember working in there together, playing 2-on-2. I don't take none of it for granted.
Curious, when did you know in that third quarter that you had it going? You literally outscored the Clippers by yourself, 25-24 in the third quarter.
Just feeling it out. We stressed in the locker room. We didn't want to go back to L.A. unless it's for the Western Conference Finals. So, just wanting to get it done. Being down 9 points coming out of that. We knew we wanted to do it quick. We didn't want to wait until the fourth quarter and try to fight an uphill battle. So, I'm glad we could get some cushion because we needed it.
Kevin, the only follow I had was how's the bum? You took a hard fall, and how was that feeling?
I feel good. I feel good. I was able to finish the game, and we got a couple days off, so I'll be fine.
Okay.
Book, with the level you're reaching right now, Book, are you approaching the postseason any differently after the way last year ended? Just this evolution from you continues.
It's just two totally different situations. This man right here causes a lot of gravity. Opens up a lot of shots, not only for me, but I think Bismack got a few dunks right at the rim with no low man help, and I hate to have him in the corner sometimes, but they will not leave him, and it opens up the rest of the court for everybody else. And I think our team is just figuring that out, that just him standing out there makes everything easier for everybody.
To your point, how do you feel like you would assess the balance through 5 games of using that to your guys' advantage?
I mean, good. We got it over in 5. I think the first game was a fill-out game, but T.Lue didn't take off the junk defenses on him. They're trying to take him out, double team him every time he touches it, deny it when he doesn't have it. So, like I said, it just opens everything up for everybody.
Kevin, you were getting double-teamed and swarmed a lot in that fourth quarter, didn't get a ton of shots. What were you seeing from the Clippers' defense and from your guys' kind of offensive flow for that stretch?
I think we had a bad stretch of possessions. I think we shot like 3 or 4 tough shots, 4 or 5 tough shots, and they converted on the other end going down. I think that was the game. I think they hit like 4 straight threes and got to the free throw line. So I think we just had a bad minute spurt, and which turned the game for us. They played the same exact way they was playing the whole series, denying me out, not leaving my body when I'm spacing out. So like he said, I think we opened up a lot of stuff there in the second half. But in fourth quarter, we got stops when we needed to, and we was able to finish it off.
Book, you guys over the last few years have closed every playoff series on the road. I think it's the first time since 2007 the Suns have closed a playoff series at home. What was that experience like compared to what you've had over the last few years?
Yeah, it felt good. We were just both talking about an experience where, we dropped a Game 5 to the Clippers, and, that's a frustrating flight, when you think you have it in the bag, and, now you're going to their home, and, they're only a game away from making it 7. We just didn't want that type of pressure. We'd rather just get it done, get our rest, and move on to Denver. So, it's going to be our first time starting on the road, in my career. But I'm looking forward to it.
Mark, then Dana?
Hey, when it comes to the sense of urgency you played with in the third quarter, was there a lot of conversation about that at halftime when you went in trailing to the Clippers?
Yeah, there was. Amongst the team, even before the coaches got in the locker room with the schemes and scout, we just, everybody was being vocal, letting each other know that it's time to go now. Don't wait halfway through the third quarter. Don't wait till the start of the fourth to try to turn it on.
And what can you say about Josh in that X factor role coming off the bench, or even that steal at the end that he had?
Yeah, he has the intangibles, especially on the defense end. He does things that you can't teach. He studies players, he knows their tendencies, and that's important. If you're going to be a high level defender in this league, you have to know who you're playing against, and he did a good job of that.
Devin, what was just the range of emotions like in that second half? It looked like a party by the end of the third, and then suddenly it's a 2-point game. I mean, just what was going through your head, and how did you guys get back kind of on the right track?
Yeah, just like you said, it was a roller coaster, a lot of up and down. Like you said, one bad minute, they hit 4 threes. That's 12 points. It changed it to a 4 to 2-point game, and I think it's a good lesson for us moving forward. Don't play with your food. Finish out as strong as you can, and just keep playing all the way to the whistle blows.
I was about to say, teams always say, and guys always say that the other team, they're going to make a run, but did it surprise you just what they had left in the tank, considering it looked like you guys gave them a finishing shot?
No, I never underestimate my opponent, especially those guys. They've been playing hard the whole series. Most of the time they started out and then we came back, but, they have something in their bag of tricks this game. 4 straight threes, that's tough.
Barry, then Doug?
Hey, Katie. You played up in the Bay and won a couple of championships with Steph Curry. How does that compare to playing with this guy sitting next to you, and how far you think this team's going to go?
You playing with special players. They just bring the best out of you playing with Steph. You watch him every day. You watch his work ethic. You admire his attention to detail, and you take some stuff from that. You see somebody like Book, and you see his journey. You see his work ethic and love for the game. You try to pull some stuff from them too. So it's always iron sharpening iron, and it's getting the opportunity to play with some of the best players of all time. It's something that is going to only make my game better and just make my story better, to be honest. So sky's the limit. We're enjoying this moment and we just don't want to take it for granted.
Do you feel, I guess, blessed to have a great career the way you have and the people you've played with, huh?
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, you're around some of the brightest basketball minds of all time. You get an opportunity to bounce ideas off of them and hone your craft as well. It's just, it's the pinnacle of being in the NBA, in my opinion.
Book, you've talked about the growing pains that you had early in your career. How much did those years kind of shape your mentality to where you are right now?
Definitely to the fact that, I don't take any win for granted. I don't take any chance, to do something special for granted. Even, just being from a young team to an established team now is just something totally different. But I wouldn't change my journey for anybody else's. There's not many young players in the league that just get to get thrown into the fire and play through mistakes and learn through mistakes. So, it's tough taking them L's early on, but, I think I got to develop my game and, I had people that believed in me, an organization that believed in me, and, I just took it from there.
M.Williams, let's hear from him after his team advances to the second round.
Oh, Lord. If I don't get a question, I'm leaving.
No, I'm here. Coach, we got a few things going here. I understand. You've talked before about after a game and being like, hey, you should check me after a game and how you're.
Yeah, I mean, it was a number of things. One, they just don't give up, and Ty, he's one of the best I've seen at, making adjustments, and most people call it junking up the game, but it's not junk in reference to how he operates, whether it's switching or putting bigger guys on smaller guys and vice versa. And I thought after the 50-point quarter we had, they were going to do some things differently to try to slow us down, and they did. And we didn't execute in certain situations, and they started hitting shots, and then they were making a concerted effort to make or miss, get the ball down the floor and just get to the rim, and that put us in a bind. But we knew it was going to be like that in the closeout game, and to be able to make enough plays down the stretch. I thought J.O.'s steal was one of the biggest plays in the fourth quarter, and we just were able to make enough plays to win the game.
Obviously, Devin with the 47 points, tying the playoff career high, 25 in the third, outscored the Clippers by himself.
Yeah.
In the third quarter, just speak to what you saw with that.
He was doing what Book does. There were times where he was taking what the defense gave him, and then there were times where he just went, and it didn't matter. And when he's going like that, we're not calling many plays. It's all about concepts and looking at the environments to create space for him. And the guys on the floor, whether it's D.A. rolling or Kevin in the corner, it allows for him to have more space. But that's just Book. He would tell you, like, he's trained and waited for moments like that, and I'm just glad to have him on my side.
Last thing I had, have you ever been in a game where you have that kind of high where you have a 50-point quarter and then you look up and it's like we're in a 2-point game here?
Yeah, I have. And unfortunately, I've been on both sides of it. I mean, if you've been in the league for any amount of time, those things happen. And so you just want to be on this side of it and learn from it. That's all you can do.
Monty, ultimately, what did you see stabilize for the guys in the last 2 or 3 minutes to be able to close it out?
Just one, using the clock properly and spacing the floor. We got Kevin we tried to get him in the post, and then they were fronting him and clogging the paint. So we just decided to put him at the nail and give him a chance to operate, and he got fouled. And they were trapping and fake trapping, and that was forcing us to waste clock. And then we were getting into late shot situations in the clock. But it wasn't great by any stretch, but we did enough to get the win. And it was the defense. I think they threw it away a couple times, just tough passes, and then J.O. had a big-time steal.
That was a new spot for Landry in crunch time this series. What were you looking for?
Just to
with
try
him
to
out there?
space the floor a little bit. J.O. was in the corner, and they were helping off of him. So just to put Landry over there, and maybe they guard him so we'd have more room to operate.
Coach, Kevin took a tumble and kind of landed on someone's foot there with his low back over here.
Yeah.
Is he okay?
I think he's okay. I mean, you've seen a number of guys take that fall here lately, but I don't think it was as bad as the ones I've seen in the past week or so.
And then Campaign obviously didn't come into the 4-minute mark, just kind of a tough game to bring him back into the floor.
There's such a matchup-driven team. They put the smaller guys in situations, and if you switch it, then you got Cam on Plumlee or you got Cam on Zubac, and so we were trying to avoid that. But I thought just giving him a chance to get on the floor and get the pace up, I thought we slowed down a little bit, and Book was running pick and roll at that time, and I thought he made some really good passes to Kevin out of the corner. We were in a bit of 0.5 in that situation, so I told him he's got to stay ready because we can use his speed.
Monty, I know that it got a little messy at the end there, but this historic series with Kevin and Devin putting up this offensive numbers gives you a margin for error. I mean, what did you think those guys just gave you throughout the 5 games?
Yeah, I just think the ability to put the ball in the hole in certain environments. Once you get to game 3, 4, 5 in any series, your play calls are not going to be as effective. And so when you can throw the ball to 2 guys and sometimes 3 guys that can just go get a bucket, like that's playoff basketball. I think what we have to do and continue to get better at is spacing around those guys. And when they trap Book or trap Kevin, having a designated flash guy to make plays. I thought J.O. did a decent job of that. But those 2 guys, they score in bunches, and they score on every level. And I still think we can do a better job of finding Kevin, especially in transition. There were a few times I thought we could have found him for transition 3. So we probably left some on the table with him.
Monty, when Book has a quarter like he had in the third, is there thoughts to not rest him to start the fourth, where you think this guy's on fire?
Isn't this like how it is? It's like I play him too much, now I'm not playing him enough.
No, that's just an honest question about when a guy's on fire like that.
I know it's honest, but I'm being honest too. I just think we have to be smart in those moments, and we had the lead. So if you have a guy going like that and you have the lead, you think you can buy some time to rest him because he just played the whole quarter.
Monty, what did you think of the free throw discrepancy?
It's not something that these are like those bait questions. You know what I'm saying? It's like we've had the high free throw number before, and now they have it. I thought they were really aggressive to attack the paint. That's what they did the last few games when Kawhi went down. And so when you attack the paint like that, you're going to get more free throws. I don't think it was – you can always talk about calls, like the ones that didn't go your way. I wouldn't say that was the case in this game. I just thought they attacked the basket efficiently.
Hey, Monty. Kevin almost didn't get any shots in the 4th quarter. He didn't get a shot from the about 10-minute mark to the 1 minute when he got that transition layup. I know you guys have talked about him being an expensive decoy, but were you thinking through that 4th quarter that you needed to get the ball in his hands a little bit more?
I thought we missed him in transition a couple of times, but for the most part, they denied him. If you watch the film, you'll see one guy, he's in the corner, and the guy's denying him. We tried to put him in some screening actions, and they topped him, and then they put 2 guys around him. And that's why we put Landry in the game, hoping that would free him up a little bit. But I think we got to I have to figure out ways to get him in space so he can catch the ball freely and be able to go.
Thanks,
in the scope of your whole 15-year career?
Man, it started off difficult, being honestly, but I'm so grateful and blessed to end up in a situation where just allowed to be myself and been able to be brought in with open arms, allowed me to go out and play and compete. And I'm super grateful, just for that. And, I'm happy and blessed to be able to finish another season. Not the result that, myself or nobody wanted, but just for me personally, it's been a roller coaster, mentally, emotionally, for me, and not just me, but for my family, for my close ones, even for my kids. Man, it's a lot of emotions for me, honestly. So I'm just grateful to be able to be sitting here and being able to finish the season. And I thank God just for allowing me to do so, man. So
I know we never really talked about 2 years ago when you had an opportunity to come to Los Angeles for the first time to play for one of the pro teams here. Never really asked you about what you thought about the Clippers back then, and now what have you learned from this organization in 2 months that you perhaps didn't know 2 years ago when you came to when you left Washington and come here?
A well-ran organization from top to bottom. Something that, been in this league a long time, you understand the value of the small things, the staff, the people that they have here to take care of the players day in and day out. It's something that I really noticed since day one. And not just that, but a happy and enjoyable environment. It's something that, you don't see everywhere. Happy to come to work, to be able to be around people that actually enjoy their job, enjoy what they are doing. And that's trying to keep all of us healthy as players, but not just that, but making sure we have everything we need to be able to be successful on the floor. So.
Russ, how hard is it going to be making a decision this summer on what you're going to do next?
You know what? This would be probably my first time actually in my career being able to make situations or make a decision. But one thing I do tell you is that I love it here. I love the people, just the fans overall, just the embracement of not just me, but my family and close friends, and just the ability to be able to go out and compete. I know it was end of the year and a lot of different things happened, but I'm grateful, and I definitely love being here. As far as making a decision, I guess I'll cross that bridge when I get there. Don't really know my process because it's kind of my first time doing this, but so we'll see what happens.
We know that you're a family man as well as a man of faith. What will you be focusing on in these next few months?
Those two things never waver, family and my faith, and I'll continue doing that. Those things guide me to any direction of, I want to be in. And as for body and different things of that nature, I'll take a little time off, but just finding ways to be able to mentally just stay ready, physically stay fit, and, get my mind ready for next year.
And also, not everybody makes it to the NBA, but what do you have to say to people who may resonate with your story and what you've been through this season?
Just never, I know it's simple, but just if you're a person of faith, I lean a lot on my faith and understanding that everything happens for a reason. And with that, even when the bad things happen, understanding that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, regardless of how hard it may seem in the moment. Understanding that the people that you have around you are very important. I got an amazing support staff. My wife, my mom, my dad, my brother, my friends. like people that actually love and support me, genuinely care about me, and so many other people that I can name around the world, the league, that supported me since day one, and having that kind of support always kept me going, regardless of how bad it may be. And I take it, and I always take things as a positive. Anytime, negativity is getting brought up, made up narratives, I know who I am as a man, as a person. People that know me know who I am, and I always just try to keep my head forward, stay focused on the goal at mind, and keep embracing the moment.
Russ, what enabled the Suns to do what they did in the third quarter? And the second question is, a lot of teams would have given up after that third quarter, but you guys fought back. What does that say?
Yeah, man, it says a lot. Just the culture of our team, our guys. Suns a tough team. They're going to be a tough team to beat. Had a great third quarter, but throughout the whole fourth quarter, we stuck with our principles, kept fighting, and I just showed you how much and how important, guys care about the next person next to them. Kept competing, didn't give up on any plays, and, gave ourselves a chance.
Russ, the other day, Kevin said that a lot of people will look at your career once you retire and be more truthful about you and your game.
Yeah.
What do you think you've proven? I know you don't like talking about this, but what do you think you've proven this year? And what do you think maybe Kevin was talking about?
I just think that, I am a player that, I'm a player that make mistakes like anybody else. I miss shots like anybody else. I turn the ball over like anybody else. But I also do a lot of things that a lot of people can't do, that I've done a lot of things that people have not done in this league. So with that, it's a, healthy balance. I don't know, what scale people put me on, but one thing I won't allow is other people to put their own expectations on me. And what I mean by that is that people around the world, media, sports writers, people, fans, they have an expectation of what they think I'm supposed to be doing. But I don't live by that. I live by understanding what my value is, what God has gifted me a gift to be able to play basketball and use this platform for other things. And I'll continue playing the best way I know how to, compete and leaving it on the floor. And when I'm done playing, if people say, cool, we appreciate you. And if they say they don't appreciate me, it don't matter to me either way. I'm grateful for an opportunity to be able to play in this league, and I never take any day for granted, man. All this wasn't even supposed to happen to me. I grew up in the hood, man, in South Central LA, and being able to be here, and 15 years later, saying I play in the NBA is, it's a blessing for so many people, inspiration for so many people around the world, and I'll continue to keep my head high to continue to inspire people globally.
And there was a lot of uncertainty from both sides when you joined about what your role might be, how it would kind of work out. When did that kind of weight off your shoulder, the peace of mind aspect kind of kick in? You were like, all right, I can be me. I don't have to worry about this happening here, there, all that. When did that kind of weight lift off your shoulders? And what did that do for you?
Once I got traded, immediately, to be honest. From that moment, mentally, I was in a better place.
Russ, the first thing I asked you when you showed up was about your personal fan base and about how supportive they've been and about what they meant to you. I know they're really stoked with how your time with the Clippers has gone. What's your message to them now that this season is done?
Man, just thank you, man. I can't say enough how appreciative I am of people that support me through ups and downs, and understanding that I'm human like anybody else, and as human beings, we all make mistakes, and we all try our hardest to be the best that we can be. And with that, I'm just grateful for the people that support me. I also want to thank the people that didn't support me, because without them, it wouldn't strive me to be some of the things I'm able to do as well. So I'm grateful for everyone, and I'm just thankful to be able to finish the year healthy and grateful, and looking forward to next year.
Russ, what do you think you can do with Paul and Kawhi over the full season?
A lot. yeah, man. I feel like I can really help them out, make the game easy for them. I feel like once I got here, and I don't know how many games we played all together, but it started off slow. I know it took some time, but just helping them make the game easy for them, I know I can help them out as we get a whole season, a whole camp, and whole summer to kind of reevaluate kind of what we want to do as a team, and hopefully we can make that happen.
Like, what would you three be capable of doing?
We only have one goal, and that would be win a championship, man. I think we have all the intangibles to do so, offensively and defensively. We can guard anybody when we're all healthy and have a team full of healthy guys. And I think we all understand that, and I hope, Y and P understand that as well.
Had 27 tonight, and he's at the podium.
Tough season for you, both the ups and the downs. You achieved a lot. You had to go through a lot. Where are you right now? Just in the freshness of the season being where it is.
Frustrated, worked really hard, to secure our spot in the playoffs with everything that we face as a team. Throughout the course of the season, trying to find rhythm, trying to find the chemistry, trying to find some flow within the team with, the injuries and everything. So just frustrated, definitely just with the results, just felt like we let that kind of slip out our hands, and then, the scrap and the fight and the dig and dog that we had to, make it a game late. Definitely stings with the outcome.
I know you've been with Kawhi before in another team's locker room. Being with him for a full season, him going through what he went through, his ups and downs, like how do you kind of plan on keeping him encouraged as we enter this offseason? He wasn't able to finish this season.
Yeah, I don't got to keep Kawhi encouraged. He's a diligent guy. With his body and working on his game, I know he's frustrated with, dealing with, the injury. It's just tough, man. It's just tough, carrying us in those first two games. Don't want to see him go out like that. You're looking forward to him finally being back in the postseason and playing and helping us, try to achieve what we want to achieve every single year. I know it's frustrating for him, but, I know he's going to do whatever it takes to get him back right and get on the court and prepare for, his return. That guy, I don't have to encourage him. He's self-motivated. He's one of the best. He doesn't need no encouragement from me. I'm just looking forward to continuing to work with him, continue to pick his brain, continue to learn and grow my game in the off-season, working with him. So, that's what I'm looking forward to now. Season over with. Now it's just regroup and improve.
Hey, Norm, you've been on some teams in Toronto that couldn't get over the hump, and then there was a breakthrough. This franchise has been living through that year after year. What do you think it'll take to have that moment that even today Paul George said, I'm confident our time will come? Mm-hmm. What do you think it's going to take to get to that point?
Everybody being healthy, man, honestly. That's the biggest thing. Want to be fully healthy so you can see what you need. It's kind of tough when, unfortunate injuries happen and you got to next man up and guys doing everything they can to fill that void of, your superstars when they go down. I think the biggest thing is health. In those teams when we couldn't break through, we had a full healthy team, so we could figure out, okay, what happened this series, what we need, who do we need to bring in, what improvements we need to make, whether that was internally or free agency or trades, whatever it was. It's just tough because this group, even before I got here, haven't had that togetherness and health to make a deep run and see what happens. I believe Kawhi went out in the Western Conference Finals, when the team was good. So it's really just the health and it all coming together at the right time.
Hey, Norm. Dumb question, but what can you guys do to retain your health? Is sage or good luck charms or just or is there something you guys could do?
I sage myself in my house every single night. So spiritually, I think we're good. But just continue to be diligent in your approach and in your everyday preparation. It's tough, man. I mean, PG goes out with a hyperextension from a block out, trying to get a rebound. You can't really control that. I don't know when Y got hurt, what happened, but, I know he tried to play through it in game 2. So, it's just tough, but you just got to stay with it, man. Stay positive and continue to work, continue to do everything to get your body, in tip-top shape so you can withstand the course of the season. But it's tough, man. Unfortunate injuries, guys running into, some of the things you can't control. But what you can control is what you have to do, and I think all of us is doing that. We don't want to go out with an injury, but